Hey y'all, hey. So welcome to another session of KickBack Bible Study. Today we're going to do Joshua chapters 12 through 17. We are, let me pull, in the middle of they're doing all the wars and taking over, bringing it to the promised land. So let's see what's going to go on here. So Joshua chapter 12. Now these are the kings of the land which the children of Israel smote and possessed their lands on the other side Jordan towards the rising of the sun from the river Aaron unto Mount Hernon and all the plain on the east. Shion, king of Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon and ruled from Ori, which is upon the bank of the river Arnon, from the middle of the river, and from half Gilead unto the river Jabbok, which the border of the children of Ammon, and from the plain of the sea of Chernoth on the east, and unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea on the east, by the way of Bejeshmoth, and from the south under Ashpothgoth, and the coast of Og king of Bashan, which was of the remnant of the giants that dwelt at Ashroth and at Edrei, and reside in Mount Hermon, and in Salshah, and in Bashan, unto the border of the Gershites, and the Macharites, and the half Gilead, the border of Shion king of Heshbon. Them did Moses, the servant of the Lord, and the children of Israel smite, and Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave it for possession unto the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half tribe of Manasseh. So that was just explaining all of the kings that was taken over before they crossed the Jordan. So these are the tribes that said they want to stay on this side. And these are the kings of the country which Joshua and the children of Israel smote on this side of the Jordan on the west, from Balgad in the valley of Lebanon, even unto Mount Halak, and goeth up Seir, which Joshua gave unto the tribes of Israel for possession according to their divisions. In the mountains and in the valleys and in the plains and in the springs and in the wilderness and in the south country, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivitites, and the Jebusites. The king of Jericho won, the king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, won. The king of Jerusalem won. The king of Hebron won. Okay, so he flexing right now. Okay. The king of Jeroth won. The king of Lishkar won. The king of Eglon won. The king of Jazer won. The king of Debri won. The king of Gedera won. The king of Hermon won. The king of Arad won. The king of Laban won. The king of Abdul won. The king of Machaliah won. The king of Bethel won. The king of Tupah won. The king of Hapera won. The king of Aptek won. The king of Lishran won. The king of Medan won. The king of Hazor won. The king of Shemaron won. The king of Eshbak won. The king of Tanakh won. The king of Medigo won. The king of Kadesh won. The king of Jokinim of Carmel won. The king of Dor in the coast of Dor won. The king of the nations of Gilgal won. The king of Desire won. All the kings 30-1. Boom. End of chapter 12. That was a big flex. So they went down one by one and named all the kings that Joshua knocked off his throne with the help of God. So that's the end of chapter 12. Now going on to chapter 13. Now Joshua was old and stricken in years, and the Lord said unto him, Thou art old and stricken in years, and there remaineth yet very much land to be possessed. And this is the land that remaineth, all the borders of the Philistines, and all Gershai from Sheor, which is before Egypt, unto the borders of Ekron northward, which is counted to the Canaanite, 5 lord of Philistines, the Gazasite, the Ashdodites, the Eshcolites, the Gittites, the Erkanites, and the Avitites from the south, all the land of the Canaanites, and Marah that is beside the Sidons, and Apek, and the borders of the Amorites, and the land of the Gibbetites, and all Lebanon toward the sun rising, from Begal under the Mount Hermon unto entering in Hamath, all the inhabitants of the hill country from Lebanon unto Mesrathmium, and all the Sidonians, with them will I drive out from before the children of Israel. Only divide thou it by lot unto the Israelites for an inheritance, as I have commanded thee. Now therefore divide this land for an inheritance unto the 9 tribes, and to the half tribe of Manasseh, with whom the Reubenites and the Gadites have received their inheritance, which Moses gave them beyond Jordan eastward, even as Moses the servant of the Lord gave them from Ayor, that is upon the bank of the river, and Arnon in the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plain of Midian unto Dibon. Okay, so God is saying, it's some more land you got to conquer, but what y'all got right here, let's go on and start divvying this up. So he's saying you still have Joshua old, but he's talking to him. He said you still got more to go, but you need to start divvying this up. And all the cities of Shion, king of the Amorites, which reigned in Heshbon unto the border of the children of Ammon, and Gilead, and the border of the Gershonites, and Maxites, and all Mount Hermon, and all Bashan unto Shalkah, all the kingdom of Og in Bashan, which reigned in Ashtaroth and in Edrei, who remained the remnant of the giants. For these did Moses smite and cast them out. Nevertheless, the children of Israel expelled not the Gershites nor the Macharites, but the Gershites and the Macharites dwell among the Israelites until this day. Only unto the tribe of Levi he gave none inheritance. The sacrifices of the Lord God of Israel made by fire are their inheritance, as he said unto them. And Moses gave unto the tribe of the children of Reuben inheritance according to their families, and their coast was from Eor, that is on the bank of the river Arnon, and the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plains of Medeba, Heshbon, and all their cities, and all in their plain, Dibon, and Bethamon, and Beth Balabion, and Jazar, and Kenmoth, and Mithpah, and Kerjemoth, and Sabah, and Zashkar, and the mountain, and in the mount of the valley, and Beth Beor, and Ashbam, and Beshmoth, and all the cities of the plain, and all the kingdom of Shion, king of the Amorites, which reigned in Heshbon, whom Moses smote with the princes of Midian, Evi, Rekem, and Zur, and Hur, and Reba, which were dukes of Shion, dwelling in the country. Balaam also the son of Beor, the soothsayer, did the children of Israel slay with the sword among them that were slain by them. Balaam the son of Beor, the soothsayer. So when they say a soothsayer, what that means is somebody who be saying stuff like Miss Cleo. That would be a definition of a soothsayer. Somebody who tries to be like, oh, I could predict the future or whatever, but it's not founded of God. It's they playing. And the border of the children of Reuben was Jordan and the border thereof. This was the inheritance of the children of Reuben after their families, the cities, and the villages thereof. And Moses gave inheritance unto the tribe of Gad, even unto the children of Gad, according to their families. And their coast was Jazer, and all the cities of Gilead, and half of the land of the children of Ammon, unto Ayor, that is before Rabbah. And from Heshbon to Rasmoth and Betonim, and from Marana unto the border of Debir, and in the valley Bethram, and Bashan, and Succoth, and Zaphon, and the rest of the king of Shion, king of Heshbon, Jordan and his border, even unto the edge of the sea of Chereth, and the other side of Jordan eastward. This is the inheritance of the children of Gad after their families, the cities and their villages. And Moses gave inheritance unto the half tribe of Manasseh, and this was the possession of the half tribe of the children of Manasseh by their families. And their coast was from Manam, and Bashan, and kingdom of Og, and Bashan, and all the towns of Jer, which was in Bashan, 80 cities, and half Gilead, and Ashtaroth, and Edrei cities, the kingdom of Og, and Bashan, were pertaining unto the children of Machar, the son of Manasseh, even unto the one half of the children of Machar by their families. These are the countries which Moses did distribute for inheritance in the plains of Moab on the other side of Jordan by Jericho eastward. But unto the tribe of Levi Moses gave not inheritance. The Lord God of Israel was their inheritance, as he said unto them. That's the end of chapter 13. Okay, so that was a land survey of the eastward, the three tribes the two and the half tribe that settled before going over Jordan. Okay, chapter 14. And these are the countries which the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of Israel distributed for inheritance to them. By lot was their inheritance, as the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses, for the 9 tribes and for the half tribe. For Moses had given inheritance of the 2 tribes and the half tribe on the other side of Jordan, but unto the Levites he gave none inheritance among them. For the children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. Therefore they had no part in the Levites in the land, save cities to dwell in, where their suburbs for the cattle and for their substance. As the Lord commanded Moses, so the children of Israel did, and they divided the land. So he said the Levites, they ain't gonna get their own lot. They just gonna have to have some place to stay and somewhere to put their cattle. Okay. And the children of Judah came unto Joshua and Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephthah the Kenizzite, and said unto him, Thou knowest the thing that the Lord said unto Moses the man of God concerning me and thee in Cashbarnea. 40 years old was I when Moses the servant of the Lord sent me from Cashbarnea to espy out the land, and I brought him word again as it was in mine heart. Nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me made the heart of the people melt, but I wholly followed the Lord my God. And Moses sware on that day, saying, Surely the land wherein thy feet have trodden shall be thine inheritance, and thy children's forever, because thou hast wholly followed the Lord my God. And now, behold, the Lord hath kept me alive, and hath said these 45 years, even since the Lord spake this word unto Moses, while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am in this day 65 years old. So fourscore, score is 3, so 3, 6, 9, 12, or is it 3? 20. He old. We gotta look back at that. Is it score? I don't know, but he old. As yet I am as strong as this day as I was in the day that Moses sent me, as my strength was then, even as my strength now, for war both go in and go out and come in. So he old and still strong. So yeah, that's what it says when it says, as yet I am strong this day as I was the days that Moses sent me, as the strength I was then. And therefore give me this mountain, wherefore the Lord spake this day, for thou heardest in the day how the Anakims were there, and that the cities were great and fenced. If so be the Lord with me, then I shall be able to drive them out, as the Lord said. And Joshua blessed him, and gave unto Caleb the son of Jephunneh Hebron for an inheritance. Hebron therefore became an inheritance of Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite unto this day, because he wholly followed the Lord God of Israel. And the name of Hebron before Kirthbroth, which was a great man among the Anakims, and the land had rest from war. Okay, so that's the end of chapter 14. So everything all divided up, and it was another land survey, and Joshua was like, I'm old, but look what God did, and I'm still strong. Now let's go to chapter 15. This then was the lot of the tribe of the children of Judah by their families, even the border of Edom in the wilderness of Zin southward was the uttermost parts of the south coast, and their south border was from the shore of the salt sea, from the bay that looketh southward, and went out to the south side to Malchibrim, and passed along to Zin, and ascended up to the south side unto Kadeshbarim, and passed along to Hezron, and went up Adar, and fetched and compassed Kakar. From thence it passed towards Asmon, and went out into the river of Egypt, and the goings out of the coast were at the sea. This shall be your south coast. And the east border was the salt sea, even unto the end of Jordan. And their border in the north quarter was from the bay of the sea of the uttermost part of Jordan. And the border went up to Bethgog, and passed along by the north of Beshba. And the border went up to the stone of Bohan and the son of Reuben. And the border went up towards Debir from the valley of Anark, and so northward, looking towards Gilgal, that is before the going up of Adumim, which is on the south side of the river, and the border passed towards the waters of Hashem, and the goings out thereof were at En-Goren. And the border went up by the valley of the son of Himon unto the south side of the Jebusite, the same as Jerusalem. And the border went up to the top of the mountain that lieth before the valley of Hinnomon westward, which is at the end of the valley of the giants toward northward. And the border was drawn from the top of the hill unto the fountain of the water of Nephtoah, and went out of the cities Mount Ephor. And the border was drawn to Bela, which is in Kirjathjearim. And the border compassed from Bela westward unto Mount Seir, and passed along the side of Mount Jeram, which is Chalcedon on the north side, and went down to Beth Shemim, and passed on to Timon. And the border went out into the side of Ekron northward, and the border was drawn to Shekar, and passed along to Mount Bala, and went out unto Jebneel. And the goings out of the border were at the sea, and the west border was the great sea, and the coast thereof. This is the coast of the children of Judah, round about according to their families. So that was their land. That was the survey of their borders. And unto Caleb the son of Jephunneh he gave a part among the children of Judah, according to the commandment of the Lord to Joshua, even the city of Arba, the father of Anak, which city is Hebron. And Caleb drove thence 3 sons of Anak, Sheon, and Ammon, and Taman, the children of Anak. And he went up thence to the inhabitants of Debir, and the name of Debir before was Karashphur. And Caleb said, he that smiteth Kashmashur and taketh it, to him will I give Ashkar my daughter to wife. And Othniel the son of Kashan, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Ashkar his daughter to wife. And it came to pass, as she came unto him, that she moved him to ask of her father a field. And she lighted off her ass, and Caleb said unto her, What What wouldest thou? Who answered, Give me a blessing, for thou hast given me a south land. Give me also springs of water. And he gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah according to their families. So in the tribe of Judah, Caleb got some special land, and that special land had to be taken over. He was like, whoever gonna go get this, then y'all get to marry my daughter. And so somebody did. They married the daughter, and the daughter was like, Daddy, these hills is cute. Can I have the rivers too? And he was like, yeah, babe. So within that tribe, his family has and his daughter has that river and that hill. That's what that's describing. And the uttermost cities of the tribe of the children of Judah towards the coast of Edom southward was Kisbels and Eder and Jagur and Kanah and Demamiah and Abadah and Kadesh and Hazor and Ethan, Zepah and Salim and Bethloth and Hazor and Hadat and Karath and Hezron, which is Hazor, Mam and Shemam and Molah and Hazgadah and Heshmon and Bethplates and Heshmul and Beersheba and Bizagosh and Bala and Am and Azim and Etholet and Chelsea and Hermam and Ziklag and Mamadam and Shinasanam and Labath and Shemam and An and Ram. All their cities were 29 with their villages. And in the valley, Eshtal and Zerah and Ishna and Zonah and Eganam, Tupla and Anam and Jerath and Askar and Shkak and Azekah and Shemram and Nadathim and Garath and Garthanium, 14 cities with their villages. So these are the names of the cities that I'm trying to read. Zanan and Heshbon and Milgan and Dalim and Mesphir and Joktiel, Lachish and Bakans and Eglon and Kaban and Laman and Kitishim and Jerath and Bethgan and Namam and Meligim, 16 cities with their villages. Laban and Ethar and Ashan and Jabath and Anash and Zinmim and Kalil and Ashka and Mashim, 9 cities with their villages. Ekron with her towns and her villages, from Ekron even unto the sea, all that lay near Ashad with their villages. Ashad with her towns and her villages. Gaza with her towns and her villages unto the river of Egypt and the great sea and the borders thereof. And in the mountains, Shamir and Jitar and Sakath and Danan and Kamas, which is Debrir and Anam and Anem and Goshen and Holon and Gohil, 11 with their cities and with 11 cities with their villages. Arab and Duram and Ishan and Jamom and Bethamum and Elek and Himata and Hikrakram, which is Hebron and Zior, 9 cities with their villages. Mayon, Carmel, Zepir and Jutha and Jezreel and Jokedam and Zahan, Cain, Gibeal and Timel, 10 cities with their villages. Habul, Gabazar, Gabal and Mathra and Bathron and Elkanon, 6 cities with their villages. Kabram, which is Kalam and the Rahab, 2 cities with their villages. In the wilderness, Berthram, Midian and Sakar and Nishban and the city of Salt. And in Deon, 6 cities with their villages. As for the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah could not drive them out, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Judah at Jerusalem unto this day. Okay, that was the end of chapter 15. That was naming all the cities that they took over and where they were dwelling. Okay, what I said we was doing to 17? Yeah. Okay, so chapter 16. And the lot of the children of Joseph fell from the Jordan by Jericho unto the water of Jericho on the east, and the wilderness that goeth up from Jericho throughout Mount Bethel, and goeth out from Bethel to Luz, and passes along the borders of Ikar Theraroth, and goeth down westward in the coast of Japrai unto the coast of Bethron, the nether, and to Jazer, and the goings out thereof of the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim took their inheritances, and the border of the children of Ephraim, according to their families, was thus. Even the border of their inheritance was on the east side, was Athron unto Bethar the upper, and the border went out towards the sea to Methkal, and the north side, and the border went about eastward unto Teshlon, and passed it into the east into Janoah. And it went down from Janoah unto Athroth and to Nathroth, and came to Jericho, and went out at Jordan. The border went out from Tepoh westward unto the river Kanath, and the goings out thereof were at the sea. This is the inheritance of the tribe of Ephraim by their families. And the separate cities of the children of Ephraim were among the inheritance of the children of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages. And they drave not out the Canaanites that dwelled in Gezer, but the Canaanites dwell among the Ephraimites unto this day, and serve under tribute. That's the end of chapter 16. So they're saying, so all the people who they were supposed to drove out, and some of them, they was like, you know what? You cool. Stay here. Okay, that's the end of chapter 16. Now, chapter 17. There was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph, to wit, for Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilgad, because he was a man of war. Therefore he had Gilgad and Bashan. There was also a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh by their families, for their children of Abirs, for the children of Helik, and for the children of Azriel, and for the children of Shemik, and for the children of Hepher, and for the children of Shemidiah. These were the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, by their families. But Zelphah, the son of Hepher, the son of Giel, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, but daughters. And these are the names of their daughters: Melha and Noah, Hogha, Melka, and Tizrah. And they became near before Elzar the priest, and before Joshua the son of Nun, and before the princes, saying, the Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brethren. Therefore, according to the commandments of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among the brethren of their family. And there fell 10 portions of Manasseh beside the land of Gilead, of Gilead, and Bashan, which was there on the side of Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh had an inheritance among his sons, and the rest of Manasseh's sons had the land of Gilead. And the coast of Manasseh was from Asher to Methunel, that lieth before Shechem, and the border went along on the right hand unto the inhabitants of in Tupah. Now Manasseh had the land of Tupah, but Tupah on the border of Manasseh belonged to the children of Ephraim. And the coast descended into the river Khan, southward towards the river. These cities of Ephraim are among the cities of Manasseh. The coast of Manasseh also was on the north side of the river, and the outgoings were at the sea. Southward it was Ephraim's, and northward it was Manasseh's, and the sea is his border. And they met together in Asher on the north, and in Issachar on the east. And Manasseh had in Issachar and Asher, Besim in her own towns, and Balaam her towns, and the inhabitants of Dor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Endor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Tanash and her towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and her towns, even 3 countries. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities, but the Canaanites would dwell in that land. Yet it came to pass, when the children of Israel were waxing strong, that they put the Canaanites to tribute, but they did not utterly drive them out. So when they say put them to tribute, that means make them servants, make them slaves. But they did not drive them out from among them. They just put them in positions of servitude. And the children of Joseph spake unto Joshua, saying, why hast thou given me but one lot and one portion to inherit, seeing I am a great people, for as much as the Lord hath blessed me here too? And Joshua answered them, if thou be a great people, then get thee up to the wood country, and cut down for thyself there in the land of the Perizzites and of the giants of the Mount Ephraim, be too narrow for thee. And the children of Joseph said, the hill is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites that dwell in the land of the valley have chariots of iron, both they who are of Bashan and her towns, and they who are of the valley of Jezreel. And Joshua spake unto those people of Joseph, even unto Ephraim and to Manasseh, saying, thou art a great people and hast great power, and thou shalt not have one lot only, but the mountain shall be thine. For it is a wood, and thou shalt cut it down, and the outgoings of it shall be thine. For thou shalt drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots, and though they be strong. Okay, that's the end of chapter 17. So everybody's getting settled in, and they're dividing this stuff by the tribes. And then you have this group of 3 tribes that had to divide it up, Joseph kids. And they was like, we need more space. And so Joseph was like, well, y'all gonna have more space because y'all are great people. Y'all just got to go up in the woods and get these people out of there and cut these trees off of these mountains. So that closes out chapter 18. That closes out chapter 17. So remember, God talked to him. He owed, and he was like, God was like, you still got more land to conquer. And here go these people. They complaining, talking about they ain't got no more room. So that's what we're ending out in chapter 17. Joseph is telling the people that they're going to possess more land. So I thank y'all for spending some more time with me in another session of Kickback Bible Study. We are going to close out the book of Joshua in our next section. We're going to do chapters 18 through 24. So I hope that your study habits are improving, your knowledge of God is growing, and that your faith is being fortified through getting to know his word. Study to show thyself approved. So getting to know his word is a way that you get to build a relationship with him. So again, I thank y'all so much for spending some time with me in Kickback Bible Study, and I will see y'all next time.